Everybody hear me clearly? Okay. All righty, cool, perfect. All right, well, it's 9:05, so I'm going to get started. All righty, so good morning, everybody. I know that it's a really chilly morning. This morning I woke up, it was -2 degrees, so let's hope we can heat things up with a little bit of Awapuhi intensive understanding the treatments. So if there's anything specific that you guys would like to obviously ask or question, etc., is it my mic that's off or is it your mic that's off, Lee? Because I see yours is off. Can everybody else hear me? Okay, perfect. All right, so with Awapuhi, there's obviously a little bit more to it than just what meets the eye. Awapuhi, as you can see, is quite a beautiful brand, and especially having a look at the range as a totality. It's all black, it's all beautiful, and it absolutely is one of our more luxurious range out of the entire of the Paul Mitchell range. You know, the others got a little bit more pizzazz. This one is pure luxury. So where Awapuhi was obviously founded was obviously by the two gentlemen from our Paul Mitchell startup, which was John Paul DeJoria and Paul Mitchell himself. It was discovered in Hawaii, and the plant, the Awapuhi plant, actually comes directly from there and is grown and inhabited and is the only plant that is you can actually find in Hawaii. So it's really amazing from that perspective because you do have a lot of luxurious benefits from the Awapuhi plant and from the wild ginger that is grown on the same plantation. John Paul DeJoria, or the JPMS systems, have actually gotten a plantation that is in Hawaii. They are 100% solar power energy, and it's manufactured in Hawaii and then distributed out so that they can manufacture in Italy or in California. So I'm going to share my screen with you. You're going to have a look here. Can everybody see that? Can we see that? Cool.
Yes,
awesome. All right. So as I said before, it's absolutely beautiful because it does target a little bit more of a niche market when it boils down to, you know, the more luxurious range. We have two very, very, very itemized line settings. We have your repair range and we have your mirror smooth range, which is your smoothing range. So if you just take 2 minutes and just watch this little video for us, then we can just get started. Okay, quite a nice little snippet video. All right. So once again, just to rehash what I've already just mentioned is that we've got a very, very much a Hawaiian heritage. Now, the other part of the range that I think is very misunderstood is that with the Hawaiian plant, the Awapuhi, it is one of the only plants that contains the purest form of keratin closest matched to the DNA. So it's really amazing because they've taken this, and if you take the actual lather from the product, it lathers up beautifully the minute you add water. So it's 100% from natural sources. Okay, so if you have a look again at our goodie over there, we've got the hashtag with your Awapuhi wild ginger. So guys, if you do stock this in your salon, please, if you are using it with your treatment regimes, etc., it would be beautiful for you to hashtag it and join the social media family. Okay, we have an exclusive Kera Reflect and Kera Triplex blend, which is inside the product lines. Obviously, depending on which one you have, which is your repair or your smoothing, will have one or the other. So your Kera Reflect will be primarily in your smoothing range, and your Kera Triplex will naturally be in your repairing range. Okay. So as we're having a look at in-salon sort of avenues and benefits that we have with the ranges, guys, it is literally one of the fastest moving luxurious brands in the world at the moment, from a feel, a smell, a look and touched kind of inclusion. All right, so a couple of the brand characteristics, which I feel is really important to know, is that it's an exceptionally high performing product. When you feel the product, and especially your shampoos and your conditioners, they are thick, they are luxurious, and it's a case of less is more. So when you do use a lot, it does tend to have that less is more kind of effect. If you use too much, obviously, then you'll know, believe me. Okay, the shampoos are very, very thick, so they're super concentrated, which means that the active ingredients are exceptionally ripe in the product line. Okay, if you have a look at the brand itself, it absolutely is magnificent because it is exceptionally, exceptionally polished looking with beautiful print work, amazing font, and it's absolutely clean to the eye, as you can see. Okay. It is slightly more in our premium range, so ultimately it isn't going to be a product for everybody. And, you know, it's really a tailor-made product for your clientele base. As you can see with our extension, we have your repair range, okay, which is obviously your turquoise coloring. And then we have your smoothing range, which is your mirror smooth range, and that is specifically for smoothing of hair. All right, as you can see, we've got a really beautiful but short kind of version of the range. It's not confusing at all. You have your two different shampoos. You've got your repair shampoo, which is your moisture lather, and you have your mirror smooth shampoo, which is your smoothing. Okay, so we're going to go through your repair range quickly, just so that we get a bit more of a fundamental understanding. Here we have a 4-line item offering. We have your moisture lather shampoo. We've got your cream rinse conditioner, okay? We like to call it a rinse because it's a lot lighter than most conditioners that we have to offer. It has a keratin intensive treatment, which is great for in-home and for salon use, especially at your back bar when you're doing your Awapuhi, Kera, and Hydro Triplex treatments. Your dry shampoo foam, guys, I must be honest, when I saw this the first time, I was like, no way, like really no way. How can you use a foam and make it work? Well, I will just add, I used it this morning, and I promise you it's like I washed my hair, which is really, really great. Okay. All 4 of these products have your exclusive Kera Triplex technology, which obviously rebuilds and restores the hair, working from the interior structure in replenishing the proteins and the moistures within the hair structure. Because the product Awapuhi was born in Hawaii, it is the closest environment to your equator. With that being said, the arid environment is exceptionally, exceptionally moist. Okay, you've got your biggest concentration of rainforests, which are in that specific part of Hawaii. And at the same time, you've got the rich nourishment from the soil, which comes from your volcanic continent. Okay, it gives you a beautiful, beautiful balance of moisture, and it's exceptionally beautiful for healthy shine. In your mirror smooth or your smoothing range, you've got your Kera Reflect ingredient. Okay, how this benefits is that there's an additional product line in here, or an additional ingredient called your abscissinian. Okay, your abscissinian oil is an extract which is directly from the from the pip from the plant, and it is extracted and put into here. And what this does in terms of the benefits is that not only is it a huge protein source, but it is exceptionally nourishing, and it helps to smooth out the frizz. Okay. The benefits of that Awapuhi range from start to finish is that because of the environment that it is procured in, it lands up being a possibility where there's a huge amount of anti-frizz technology, okay, being built in. So you really have humidity resistant hair for about 72 hours. So that's a really good plus for us from that perspective. Okay, in your line with your smoothing, you've got your 3 products, okay? You have your shampoo, your conditioner, and then you've got your high gloss primer. Now, your high gloss primer is also one of the most misunderstood products I feel out there. First of all, it is the only one that is within the entire range that has a built-in heat protector. It is a primer, so like with our faces when we do makeup, okay, you'd end up putting your primer on first, and then you put your foundation on, and then you do your little cover stick vibe. What this does for us is it actually benefits that you keep that maintenance of your heat protector from the beginning of your blow dry all the way throughout to the end when you're heat styling with your ironing tools. Okay, so it's really, really one of your, I would say, priority products which you need to add and include into your range, and especially when you're recommending it for your clients, those especially doing heat styling with their hair day in and day out. Okay, we have a beautiful extension in your styling range. Once again, it is your turquoise color, so it is a little bit more repairing at the same time as it is exceptionally high performance. Okay, they are hydrating, they've got your protective Keratriplex technology in, and again, we've got a massive offering there, and it's a really good versatile range to look at when your clients are choosing their at-home maintenance. Okay, so we have your finishing spray, which is your finishing touch. Okay, obviously this is for post style, just to lock it in place, but it is also maneuverable and manageable. And with that being said, it becomes really nice, and especially when you're doing your upstyle work, that you can rebrush it out with your comb and still keep that memory inside the hair. So you keep it intact. Okay, that one looks just like this. Okay, it's quite a nice big bottle. So in terms of the value of it, you get a lot of product out of there, and it is an aerosol. So it is really, really beautiful for brushability. Okay. Now, some of the products that are obviously on display over here, which is on the presentation, we don't stock in this country, but specifically because we've got enough offering as it is, just working with the current product lines that we have. So the next one on our agenda here is your Hydra Cream Whip. Now, I don't know if any of you have seen this experiment, but it's a really, really fun experiment to do. You take your Hydra Cream Whip, just like so. Okay, I'm going to just angle you down onto my bottom over here so that you can actually see. I'm going to just do a little experiment here. And you kind of test it and trial it just like that. How this works, guys, is that little cone, which is situated right over there. I don't know if you can see that. I've got you guys muted on my screen here, so I can't see you. But that will literally be there the entire day. If you want to test and try it at home, it's quite a fun experiment. And be my guest, take some photos, send it to us, hashtag the Awapuhi if you like. The benefit that this has with all of us is that it has no hold factor because there's zero alcohol in it. However, because of the amount of anti-frizz properties and the amount of luxurious feel that it has in it, it withstands your style because it prevents any external humidity from penetrating. Okay, so your body stays there for 2 to 3 days, which is like 24 to 48 hours. No, sorry, 48 to 72 hours. Okay, so it really is an important product line to keep in your line. It also doesn't go sticky, which is another benefit for us. Now, I don't know about you, I'm not particularly fond of sticky products, so this really, really works wonders, and especially getting that global volume throughout the hair shaft, it really is nourishing and absolutely beautiful for that anti-frizz control. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is your anti-frizz hairspray. Your anti-frizz hairspray is an anti-frizz, obviously. Okay, the anti-frizz hairspray will lock in the natural humidity in the hair and prevent external from combating. So again, it's a workable maneuver and a workable hold without any form of like stickiness or flakiness inside the hair. Okay, the next one we're talking about is your styling treatment oil. Okay, your styling treatment oil. It's a slightly smaller bottle, but guys, a little bit goes a very, very, very long way. Okay, so it is a case of less is more. And again, you're going to use one little pump over there to finish off. You can use it pre-style and post-style. And once again, guys, it's almost like a dry freeze oil. So it penetrates quite deep into the hair, leaving an amazing glossy shine without the oil residue. Okay. Then we're going to talk about your no blowout cream. Now, this is also one, again, if you take your styling treatment oil with your no blowout, guys, it is an amazing cocktail to use for pre-blow waving as well. Even though it is a no blowout product, it's beautiful because it keeps that sleekness in the hair and maintains the style. And if you are going to leave it to sort of dry naturally, guys, in this weather, I wouldn't recommend it, but you know, you do get your wash and wear ladies. And with those specific clients, it is an air dryer enhancer. So if you do need a little bit of extra movement, a little bit of pull with the hair, this is a really great product to use. Okay, Moving on to our treatments. Okay, guys, these are also exceptionally misunderstood. Guys, the Awapuhi Wild Ginger Professional Treatments give you a massive, massive, massive benefit, both in keratin and in hydrating. So the keratin will be there to reinforce the hair fiber and make sure that the keratin gets penetrated back into the core-texture ratio and allows the hair to become a little bit stronger. Okay, and a little bit, I mean 80%. Okay, that's, I suppose, not really that little bit. Okay, it does reduce breakage by up to 80%. It is for damaged hair. So what I feel sometimes is to cocktail these would absolutely be the best remedy for your hair, because when your client sits in your chair for the first time, it takes 1 or 2 times before we really understand the quantity of damage that is on that hair shaft. Okay, so in this line, what we tend to do is we'll shampoo twice with either your Moisture Lather or your Mirror Smooth shampoo. Okay, we then towel dry the hair really, really well. You take your Kera Triplex treatment, which is in an ampule just like that. Okay, and we do a little quick snap off the top. It clicks off right beautifully. I don't want to open it up right now. I'm not going to use one myself today. Okay, and you put it into the hair. Now, it doesn't drip as in like run out. So it's not super, super, super aggressive in that manner. When you click it, okay, like that, let me show you, because seeing is believing. Okay, when you topple it upside down, it doesn't run. So I'm quite sure you can all see that. The benefit here is that when you're working it through the hair, you can literally just drop, 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 and it runs into the hair. You squeeze it into the hair without brushing. Now, one of the biggest things that I find a lot of clients tend to do with this is they feel the necessity to actually sort of work it in and then comb it. Guys, please don't. All right, because it is the truest form of keratin, it makes the hair feel a little gritty when you start. That's normal. Okay, so please don't panic. Then what we do is we leave that on for a good 5 minutes. Okay, once that 5-minute time is up, we are going to take your Hydro Triplex treatment, which is your 82% softer and more manageable hydration treatment. Comes in an ampule of 10 mils. Guys, this is more than enough for hair that is just over your shoulder. So it is really, really nice, and especially because you've already got the first one in. This one is a topical, so you literally run it straight over. You've got to work the little bit, pull it through the hair shaft, and by this motion, you'll feel that the hair starts softening out. Guys, the Hydro Triplex is a tri-phase hydration treatment, which works on the external factor and the internal factor of the hair. Okay, what we mean by this is that it works all in the cuticle and under and into the cortex. All right. It gives you absolutely beautiful shine. And at this point, you can actually feel the hair like settle out a little bit and soften out a bit. At this point, if you choose that this is something you'd like to do, then yes, you can use your tangle teaser and comb the hair out. Okay, how it works when you're having a look at your Kera Triplex treatment. Number one, it infiltrates and targets the broken bonds in the hair. Okay, by doing this, it almost has this, how would you say, transformative technology, which brings it close to light and actually targets the areas that need in what we call like the polyfilling. Okay, it rebuilds and reinforces by targeting the core textual ratio and then refilling the cuticle infrastructure and making the hair feel a little bit more together. Okay, it then causes a creative shield, or not a creative shield, a protective shield across the hair. Your Hydro Triplex is hydration. Now, the one thing we know about hydration is that it is intensive moisture. Okay, in super, super warm, arid, dry areas, guys, this is magnificent. It's also slightly lower in pH. So by this virtue, it does tend to have a tendency to close the cuticle slightly. But guys, it's always really, really, really nice to finish it off with your third phase. Your third phase of the treatment, you allow this one to stand for 5 minutes. Then you move over to your Awapuhi Hydro Triplex treatment, and then you layer it with this bad boy. This bad boy over here is your keratin intensive treatment. You put this on again for another 5 minutes, and what happens then is it moisturizes the external factor. Once this process has happened, you can then massage and give it the best massage of your life, rinse it out thoroughly, and then you're going to seal it off with your cream rinse or your Mirror Smooth conditioner. Okay. If you guys are looking to do one or the other, it's not to say that you have to just use both of them at the same time or use your tri-phase treatment. Guys, if you're going to be using your Kera, the Kera needs to be used with something. So either you can use it with your Hydro Triplex or you can use it with your intensive. okay? But it cannot be used as a standalone treatment. It is exceptionally powerful when it comes to its strengthening factors. If you're going to be using just the hydrate, guys, this one can be used on its own absolutely fine, okay? So you would execute it in exactly the same manner. You would just exclude your Keratriplex. You can use this one with your intensive or without it, okay? Guys, it's always really important just to understand that when you're doing an intensive treatment, and especially for the luxurious feel at the back bar, I feel it's really, really important for you to finish it off with a conditioner, specifically because your pH is slightly more regulated in a conditioner as to what it is in a mask treatment, for example. So if you guys are giving your clients a regime to do at home, your intensive treatment will be what you give them, and it will be like a follow-up of your intensive triphase treatment in the salon. Okay, we've got about 3 or 4 more minutes to sort of carry on here. So I'm going to open up your faces here for a second and just stop the share. Let's see here quickly. And I'm going to see if any of you have any questions. If you do, there we go. We've got one. What are salons charging for this in-salon treatment? You guys are doing it from $550. Remember, guys, they normally say that when you're working on a specific entity with your treatment values, we can't dictate to you what you can and cannot charge, okay? Ultimately, guys, it's entirely up to you at the end of the day, okay? You can speak to our sales consultants. The sales consultants are very versed in what generically would work quite well within the salon ranges. But Lee, I think that is an absolutely beautiful amount that you're charging for one. So I think $550 is a really good ballpark figure. I don't think you need to sway too much, but you can go anything up to about 600 or 700 Rand for a treatment like that. Remember, she is getting an exceptional spoil. You are using a 3-step triphase treatment value. If you're doing the 2-phase, you can obviously reduce it. And if you're only doing the hydrotriplex, then again, you can charge a little bit less. So it's just a working guideline. But again, speak to your consultants. They'll be a little bit more versed on directing you to the right avenue on what your charge value is. Okay, any other questions? Or are we all good? Just wanted to find out from other Paul Mitchell salons. Okay, if anybody else has a little bit of input there to share with regards to what you guys charge for a treatment. Anybody going once, going twice? Okay, well, look, I think at the end of the day, guys, it does become a case in point. It really just depends on you and your salon. Also, I suppose the environment and the areas that you're in. You know, I wouldn't expect somebody who obviously takes the range in, but remember, guys, it is more of a luxurious brand. So don't be shy to charge for your treatment. Okay, they are going to be having a beautiful, beautiful ritual at the back bar. And at the same time, it does land up extending their longevity of their color. All the products, by the way, just as an inclusion, are 100% sulfate free, so you don't need to stress about aggressing your Brazilians. And also, it is exceptionally color safe throughout the range. All right. Well, guys, I think that kind of gives us a really fundamental understanding of everything we have to offer in the Awapuhi range. In this beautifully chilly morning, I really hope it warms up a little bit for all of you, and I really hope that with everything going on, that everything seems to be a little bit more ironed out, and you guys get nice and busy. So from me at Twincare and at Paul Mitchell, guys, absolutely, absolutely lovely to have you all on board today. Keep warm, keep safe, and guys, peace, love, and happiness. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.